Very good morning to you all my dear students. Today class, so in the last class we discussed about device called meter bridge, and today class I am going to discuss about another device called potentiometer. So what is potentiometer? It is nothing but a device used to measure the potential difference across the wire or ends of the wire. Sir, you said that a voltmeter is a device used to measure the potential difference. Yes, potential difference is used in measuring voltmeter as well as potentiometer. But what is the difference is, in voltmeter, to give exact value, it should has infinite resistance. But we are not going to provide ideal voltmeter, so it offers some resistance. So it does not offer infinite resistance. So what happens if you connect a battery of 2 volts, it shows 1.98. So you are not getting accurate results. But potentiometer is a device which is going to give exact potential difference between the two ends of a terminal of a substance. Let us see how this potentiometer will work and what is the principle of this potentiometer. So here the potentiometer principle is very simple, that we know that according to Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R. Okay. What is R? R is resistance that depends upon resistivity, length and area of cross section. So I am rewriting this as V is equals to I into rho L by A. Now in this, if you make current as constant and you consider a wire having uniform area of cross section and the material is having uniform resistivity, then by considering all the conditions, what do you get? V is directly proportional to length of the wire. So potential difference is directly proportional to length of the wire through when a constant current flows through a wire having uniform area of cross section. So that is the principle of this potentiometer. So the potential difference is directly proportional to length of the wire when a constant current flows through a wire having uniform area of cross section and uniform nature. So that is called what? Principle of potentiometer. So we can say that the potential is directly proportional to length of the wire when a constant current flows through a wire of uniform area of cross section. So the potential is directly proportional to length of the wire when a constant current flows through a wire of uniform area of cross section. So for this, how, let us see that how we can make this as practical. Let's see that the practical concept is very simple, that so a wire is stretched between two ends of the wire. It is actually 3 to 4 meters, not as a 1 meter wire, but I am considering here one layer. Actually this has 3 to 4 layers. Now one end is connected to battery which is fixed, and here an ammeter is connected to a battery to measure the flow of current, and this battery is connected to a plug key, and there is one device called, so any case if you represent this device, this is called rheostat. So this looks very similar to resistance, but if any device is represented like this, so it has three resistors, three terminals. These are the two terminals and one terminal lies here. So upper terminal will be there. So three terminals has there. This is called rheostat. What is the function of this rheostat is to vary the resistance. Means we can vary the resistance of the resistor by using this rheostat. And you know the function of battery, right? Okay. Now this end, another end is connected to galvanometer, and again this galvanometer is connected to jockey. So this circuit is common to find any application of this potentiometer. So this circuit is called as primary circuit. So which is common in all circuits. See here, we said that the potential is directly proportional to length of the wire when a constant current flows through a wire of uniform area of cross section. So we have considered a wire. Let us say it is made up of constant or manganese, because the temperature dependence of this wire is very less. So that's why we have chosen the constant manganese wire of 3 to 4 meters length, that is stretched between two terminals A and B. Now one end is connected to ammeter and ammeter is connected to battery. Battery is connected to key is connected to rheostat. So when a battery is connected to this wire, what happens? The current starts to flow. For example, some current is flowing in this ammeter. Now what is the condition we have to make? That we have to make to flow constant current. So by adjusting the resistance, let us keep the current in the ammeter and assume that 0.1 ampere. Okay, now the current flowing this current is ammeter is what? 0.1 ampere, and now current is constant and is having uniform area of cross section. If you slide the jockey, as you know very well, jockey, to find the balancing length, so means at which point the current in the galvanometer is 0, that length is called balancing length. So here we know that V is equals to IR, that is equals to I into rho L by A. We make constant I and area of cross section is constant, rho is also constant, so V is directly proportional to length of the wire. So the potential between these two ends can be calculated by finding the null point. What is null point? By sliding jockey, the galvanometer shows zero deflection, at which that is called what? Balancing length. So potential is directly proportional to length of the wire. So this is the phenomena we use to calculate the potential difference across the ends. Now what are the applications of this potentiometer? Where and all we can use? So first one, already we said that applications of potentiometer, what? To find the potential difference across the wire. So that is potential difference we can calculate. Yes, obviously. Next, this we can use for comparison of EMF of two cells. So we can compare EMF of two cells by using this potentiometer. How we can discuss now. And finally, the most important one, we can calculate internal resistance of a cell. So by using this potentiometer, we can find the potential difference, we can compare EMF of two cells, as well as we can calculate the internal resistance of a cell. So let us come with first one. We can compare of EMF of two cells. So we are going to compare EMF of two cells by using this potentiometer. Okay, let's see. So for this, primary circuit is compulsory, right? Primary circuit is of initially a battery which is connected to an ammeter and This is connected plug key, a rheostat is connected, rheostat representation RH, plug key is K, battery representation is BA. We connected. This is the primary circuit. Now what we have to do? We have to compare EMF of two cells. Let us take two cells. From A we connected two cells, two positive terminals are connected to this one, and now the negative terminals are connected to a three-way key, means it has 3 points. Now this is connected to galvanometer and this galvanometer is connected to jockey. So what we are going to calculate here, the comparison of EMF of two cells here, E1 and E2. So this is the circuit to compare EMF of two cells. So let us consider the EMF of this one is E1 and this is E2. So what we will do here, we adjust some voltage so that by adjusting the rheostat we make the current to flow constant. And when you place the jockey here and here, the galvanometer has to show opposite deflection. Then now connect first terminal to third terminal. First terminal to third terminal. So since no external resistance is connected, so this is open circuit. In open circuit, as we know that EMF is equals to terminal potential difference. Now what we done here, the first terminal is connected to T, so this is not in contact, so this is not saved, not connected, so E1 is connected. Now we start to slide from A to B, which by using which device? By using a jockey. So while you are sliding the jockey, the galvanometer starts to deflect and showing at particular point called balancing length, the deflection of the galvanometer is 0. Let us assume that the balancing length for E1 is L1, so E1 is directly proportional to L1. That implies E1 is equals to, keep some proportionality constant L1 K. So where K is what? Proportionality constant. Next what we will do? We disconnect 1 and 3. Now connect 2 to 3. Now 1 is not connected, 2 is connected. Again we start to slide this jockey from A to B. For example, here we get at L2 the balancing length. So for when 2 is connected to 3, second cell is in active state, right? Third one is not in active state. So what happens now? E2 is directly proportional to L2. That implies E2 is equals to K into L2, the same proportionality constant. So we should compare these two EMF, right? So what you can write here? Dividing 1 by 2. So if you are dividing these two, what you get? E1 by E2 is equals to K into L1 by K into L2. K cancel. What do you get, ma? E1 E2 by E1 by E2 is equals to L1 by L2. For example, if we got both lengths having same, that implies what? E1 is equals to E2. So the balancing length, what we are going to calculate, that represents the EMF. So even if L1 is equals to L2, then E1 equals to E2. If suppose L1 is greater than L2, as we see in here, L1 is greater than L2, so we can clearly say that E1 is greater than E2. So we can compare EMF of two cells by using this potentiometer. So this is one of the application. Now we are going to calculate internal resistance of a cell. By using the same potentiometer. So the primary circuit of any device, as we said, that will be same, but the secondary circuit changes, right? So let's see what the primary circuit, you can say easily, right? this consists of battery, and an ammeter is connected to check the current flow. This is connected to plug key K1. Here the another end is connected to rheostat. This end is connected to B. Now here, for which cell we are going to calculate the internal resistance, that cell should be connected here in secondary circuit having EMF E and internal resistance small r, connected to an external resistance capital R, which is connected to plug key. Okay, this is the circuit. Now this, as usual, this connected should be galvanometer, and galvanometer should be connected to jockey. So this is the secondary circuit. Now here, first case, what we will do? We make the current flow constant by adjusting the rheostat. Now, and we check the connections on A and B. So if it shows opposite deflections, the circuit is ready to calculate internal resistance of a cell. First, what we are going to do is, we are going to open the key. When the key is open, means we can say that this is K2. When K2 is open, it becomes open circuit. In open circuit, E is equals to V. So what we will do now? We will take this jockey and slide on the wire, so that at particular length we are going to get the balancing length, means the current through galvanometer is 0. So E is directly proportional to L1. That implies E is equals to KL1. Now what we will do? We close the circuit. When we close the circuit, that is not equals to EMF. What it will use? Potential difference between the ends of the wire. So now, when K2 is closed, what it happens? We get potential difference across the length. That cannot be same because EMF is not equal to potential. So when you slide the jockey on the wire, it is going to change. So that implies V is equals to K into L2. Now what we are going to do? We are going to divide these two equations. That is, E by V is equals to KL1 by KL2. K cancel. So we got E by V is equals to L1 by L2. But this is not the desired value what we require, right? What we want actually? Internal resistance of a cell. So here, internal resistance is not there. But we know that current through a circuit or EMF of the battery, what the formula? E is equals to V plus IR. Divide with our V on both sides, then what happens? E by V is equals to V by V plus IR by V. From this, E by V is equals to V by V is 1 plus IR by V can be written as I into capital R. I cancel. What is E by V here? Here we have, right, from equation 3. So what you can substitute here? 1 plus R by R is equals to L1 by L2. What we want? Small r. So small r by capital R is equals to 1 L1 by L2 minus 1. That implies finally cap small r is equals to capital R into L1 by L2 minus 1. So this is the way to calculate the internal resistance of a cell by using this potentiometer. So potentiometer is a device which works on the principle that potential difference is directly proportional to length of the wire when a constant current flows through it having uniform area of cross section. So by using this potentiometer we can get accurate values, because a voltmeter cannot offer infinite resistance, so we can get accurate values by using potentiometer. There are other applications of potentiometer, those are already derived how they are useful to derive or to calculate the comparison of EMF of two cells and internals of a cells by using these formulas. So with this concept we completed this chapter, and problems based on this chapter we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you students.